What's good, YouTube? It's Dodgeman here, back with another video. Today's topic is why you shouldn't get lean, and I'm gonna tell you more about that later. But for now, I'm gonna have you guys remember two things. Two things are the major takeaways of this video, and it's that one, you do have no idea what social media influences you to do in terms of your goals, and two, you gotta have more specific goals. And I'll explain those two later, but those are the two main takeaways. So, a little bit of story time first. Let's flash back 7 years ago, just so you can understand the context of where I'm coming from and how I came to this realization, epiphany, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it. So, 7 years ago, 120 kilos. I was 120 kilos obese, cut down to 85, the wrong way basically, 1,500 calories, salad, low protein, and basically that 85 kilos, I looked like shit, I did not have muscle. It wasn't the lean body I was looking for, that's for sure. And after that, of course, any respectable adult that doesn't reach his goals would do something that's very shitty after that, right? So I yo-yo dieted, crash dieted for 2 years, and from 85, I maintained somewhere around 88 to 92 kilos. Yeah. Stagnated basically 2 to 3 years, and then after that, by that time, I found powerlifting the summer of 2014, I believe, and that kind of shifted me away from that bad relationship with food, and I was kind of eating more now. I wasn't scared to eat more, kind of realized, because powerlifting demanded that, so that was a good thing for me. But social media still had that little hold on me that I should be lean like every single person I see on the internet, So my powerlifting gains weren't that much my first 2 or 3 years powerlifting. I kind of stagnated because I was torn between two ideals, right? Being lean and being strong. Now, for anyone into fitness or strength training, you all know that those two things can't be achieved at the same time if you're at my fitness level. I'm fat, high body fat, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it could be done. I'm sure it could be done by some other people, but not for me, man. Like, I had a bad relationship with food. Like, yeah, I had to have a good start in life for that. So I was trying to get lean and strong at the same time, cutting and powerlifting. So you mix that two together, what do you get? Very, very slow progress, For sure, I had progress, I cut the right way this time. I cut really slow. I was afraid of getting too much, losing too much muscle mass, and I gained a good chunk of muscle mass around 2 years, probably like 50 kilograms of my total, probably, or 40, somewhere around there. So after that, life came in after the second year. Basically, it's an internship at a medical laboratory science. So I was at a hospital I don't know, 8 hours every day. For the first 6 months, it was okay. The next 6 months, I kind of let myself go because I got injured in my back. And once I let myself go, kind of ballooned through bad decision after bad decision. So I think I cut all the way around to 91 and then ballooned up back up to 110. And then that's when I look at myself in the mirror. This is probably like 2 years ago. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, fuck, I'm in big, big shit. So I decided to cut again. This time for real, I'm gonna get lean with abs, I was thinking. And there you have it, guys. I still, to that day, had influences of social media trickling into me. And it's funny to think about right now how I thought about I need to be lean. So that was around April of 2017. So I cut probably like 5 months, so like September, October, August, September, to like 92 kilograms. And that was the tipping point for me. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in August of 2017, I entered med school, medical school. As you all know, is like, it's really taxing on your mind, and then cutting is taxing on your nutrition, on your recovery. And then I was powerlifting at the same time. So that's taxing on my mind, on my body, literally. So it was hard, man. Like, the tipping point came when I just got finished from school around 3, 4, went to the gym. Finished the gym around 6 p.m., 7, I don't really remember. It was raining hard, and I said to myself, fuck, I gotta study. So I don't have time for this, you know. Efficiency is the name of the fucking game. I don't have time for this. So I put my gym bag on top of my head and I ran towards the parking lot. And, you know, soaking wet, changed to my gym clothes, made sure I didn't turn on the air conditioning too fast, you know, didn't want to catch a cold. And then I went home, studied, slept. And then 2 days after that, I got sick. And like, fuck, sick. So I said to myself, after 2 days of it feeling like shit, I said to myself, I'm gonna go maintenance for a while so that, you know, I can recover. Because it was apparent, man, the cut was taking its toll on me at that point. I was nearing 6 months of the cut, and man, I was sick to the bone. So after a week of maintenance, I still wasn't getting better. So I decided to go a little bit of bulk, like 100, 200 calories. I was starting to feel better, but it's still there. You know, that visible raspiness in your throat. It was still there. So I decided to go 500 bulk, and then it gone, disappeared like that. So that's kind of like the realization point that would alter what I would think for the rest of pretty much how I think today. And it's because med school is so taxing on your body that it forces you to choose your goals wisely, you know? Because back then, one wrong move, like if I would just sleep just a tad below 7 hours, I would feel shit the rest of the day and I would be susceptible to disease, right? And it's kind of like that context, bringing medicine to the picture, made me have to choose between cutting and powerlifting and gaining strength, because I couldn't do all three at the same time. Trust me, I tried. It was a month in, I was feeling shit every day. I tried, right? So that was the tipping point, because I realized there's goals outside of the gym too. And I can't go cutting and powerlifting at the same time when you have other things going on, you know? So that made me choose for myself, made me think about it, that hey, maybe I should just bulk for a while, go powerlifting. And lo and behold, fast forward to today when I'm making this video, and I am stronger in the past 8 months of me bulking than I ever was in the last 2 to 3 years of me cutting, maintaining, and powerlifting at the same time. And I'm never more, and I don't have abs, but I'm still fucking happy, right? So going back to the two things, that was the end of the story. Going back to the two things that I said, having specific goals and not knowing the hold that social media has on you, or internet, whatever you want to say. So the internet had a hold on me for such a long time, influenced me up until last year when I said I want to be lean. You know what you see on Instagram, on the internet, like those a really, really jacked guy that pull in really, really big weights, you know, like 700, 750 pounds, and they're jacked. Like, they didn't get there through this 3 to 4 years of training, you know. They got there through hard work, 10, 15, you know, some people are just genetically gifted. And I said that I want to be like that, you know, and social media had such a chokehold on me for God knows how long that it took a real tipping point for me to realize that, hey, you know, it doesn't have to be that way, you know. And going back to the second one, I said, having specific ass goals, you know. And that tipping point in my story made me realize that I had to shorten my goal list a little bit, because med school is so taxing time-wise, mentally, that you can't do a lot of things at the same time. Like, I'm sure you see in a lot of YouTube videos or whatever, like, you can do it at med school, man. You know, I'm sure they can. It's either they're geniuses, their med school is really relaxed, or their schedule is really relaxed. But for me in my med school, no, that is not gonna happen. If I try to do that, if I try to just mix all my goals, I'm gonna fail, you know, so not gonna happen. So back to having more specific goals, you gotta have more specific goals. What I would realize is when I zone in on a specific goal, I laser beam to it, you know, there's no more distractions. You're, oh shit, I'm getting too fat, maybe I should cut down a little bit, you know, I don't want to get too fat. Like, those are the kind of things that set you back to your goal. But if you laser beam towards your goal, you're gonna achieve it and on to the next one. You know, having more specific goals relieves that chokehold that social media has on you, and you'll realize that, hey, wait a minute, I don't have to be lean right now. You know, those goals can be put in the back burner. You have to figure out what's the goal that's most important to you right now, and what's the goal in the long term, you know? Now, in the long term, sure, I plan on getting lean, but not now, man. Like, when I have the time, I will. When I have the strength, I will, but not right now. At the end of the day, we point back to the end of this video. is you have to think critically. You know, think for yourself. That's all it is, you know. That can be applied to anything in life, basically. And in fitness, you know, it's just a little snippet of like microcosm, if you will, of like an example of how to do it, you know. And it took me getting sick for like 2 fucking weeks, being life miserable. Like, you know, it's like, it's kind of like a first world problem, whatever, but like, it's hard. And all you need to do is actually think critically, hone yourself in, and you realize that, you know, nobody cares if you have abs. I'll be honest with you. Nobody cares unless you're shirtless all the time, or somebody asks if you have abs and you show it to them. You know, it feels good. It's an ego boost, basically. Nobody cares. And at the end of the day, you think critically, and what makes you happy, that's what you should do. That's that simple, you know? And realizing that social media doesn't have a chokehold on you, you know, that's a point I reiterated a lot. And having more specific goals. That's it. That's all you need to do. We made it to the end of the video, guys. And as always, thank you for watching. If you made it all the way here, if you liked it, learned something for it, sparked something in you, give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, Instagram will be the link in the description. I'll see you in the next one.